Alright, what's up YouTube? Okay, look, I went around like I do, gathered up the latest, the greatest, the headlines, basically all the breaking news out there, headline news, and I'm going to crunch it up into one quick video. And then I want to make another video and go over the belts, because man, the whole belt situation with Gennady Golovkin and Canelo, it's complicated. It's really complicated, so I want to really break it down. And we can go all the way back to like Cotto Canelo, where we can go back to Rubio. We can go back to where Gennady Golovkin become the interim champion for the WBC. But we'll get into that later. We'll get in, and Charlo's in the mix now. And like I said, you guys, man, you got to hear me. You got to trust me. Charlo is going to be a game changer in the middleweight division. No, I mean, you guys just aren't hearing me. Hang on, let me open up my drink here. Hang on. Okay, that's better. All right. Okay, so let me run through it real quick, and then first let me ask you guys a question, okay? And this is something that's been on my mind lately. Okay, and look, I'm not hating on other channels, but I notice these other channels, they'll take like a video like I'm going to do today, and they'll chop it up into like 10 different videos. They'll take each topic and make a video about it, or they'll take like a 20-minute interview and make like 4 3-minute interview videos. So do you guys prefer that, or do you prefer the longer, more in-depth, just kind of cover it all one shot, here you go? That's my question, because I know me personally, sometimes I like both. I like a little bit of both. I like the quicker ones, and then I like an in-depth one. So today will be a little bit more of an in-depth video. So it's just an honest, genuine question that I really want, a little bit of feedback on. But all right, let's get into it. Okay. Now look, remember I told you guys I felt like Abel Sanchez and even Gennady Golovkin, well, especially Gennady Golovkin, I felt like they set up Canelo with the Jacobs fight. Well, I wondered, and remember when I interviewed Abel, which I don't know when in the hell that's going to happen. Like, I'm getting irritated with it. I keep calling, I'm not getting any reply. But I want to ask him directly, was that the plan all along, or did they kind of just like look back on it and go, well, yeah, that's what we're doing. Yeah, we were trying to draw Canelo in. By going 12 rounds with Jacob, we wanted to draw Canelo in. So you got Abel Sanchez. He says, right here, do you think if we would have come in, blown Jacobs out, we would be having this fight? Okay, and he says, yes, I absolutely believe that Golovkin's last performance was the reason they agreed. Oscar was talking about 2018. I don't think this fight would be on if Golovkin had just gone there and blown Danny away, Sanchez told Yahoo Sports. It's funny, isn't it, that as soon as the fight was over, Jacobs, Canelo, and his team all of a sudden started talking about, making the fight with us. I don't think it's a coincidence. And if you look at the timeline, go back and look at the timeline. You got Canelo Chavez. Remember, Golovkin comes into the ring, and it was immediately after Jacobs. Jacobs like, oh, I got robbed. And here's the crazy thing to me: like a boxer goes 12 rounds and he's exposed, right? But yet the same people that claim that call Gennady Golovkin a bum. I mean, let me repeat that. Let me repeat that, okay? This guy goes 12 rounds, all right, and he's exposed. He's a fraud, right? But in the same breath, they're calling him a bum. Like, I don't get it. Like, well, wait a minute. That's a pretty high, standard for a bum. Basically, you get what I'm trying to say here. Bums, they go 12 rounds in every fight. They win some, they lose some, that kind of thing. They get awarded robberies. Like, it doesn't make any sense to me. A great fighter, a talented, gifted throwback fighter like Gennady Golovkin, goes on a KO streak, which, by the way, was I believe he broke the record, didn't he? He had what was it, like 19 KOs in a row? Can't remember, but it just doesn't make any damn sense to me. But yeah, let's move along. Moving along. Okay, now look, this is where Abel Sanchez is calling Canelo a slapper. And I brought it up in my other video, okay? And damn it, I wanted to show you guys a picture of my boxing gloves. I could turn my camera on and show you, but fuck it. Look, imagine the front part of your glove, like your fingernails, okay? When you put a boxing glove on, you can, and I do it too. Like when I throw a left hook or a right hook, it's kind of like you're putting someone in a headlock and you're bringing them to your chest. You know, imagine that. Imagine you throw a hook and then you like carry someone into your body. You pull them into your body, okay? And you do that with your fingernails. You know, imagine, look at your hand, okay, from your knuckle to your fingernail. That's when you slap a punch, okay? Now, when you throw like a straight punch down the middle, or any kind, you know, any punch for that matter, okay, you want to land on the knuckle, right? Your knuckles, okay, from your top knuckle to your middle knuckle. But what Canelo does is he'll land punches from his middle knuckle to his fingernail. Okay, that's a slap. And that's what he's, or, you know, the palm of your hand. You know, you can basically hit them with your fingernails and your palm, okay, and like your wrist, okay, that's a slap, you know. And actually, I do that a lot because, you know, I do that in order to set up another punch. So, I mean, I get what Abel Sanchez is talking about, you know, because he does slap a lot of punches, and really you can't get any power on it. But what it does is it kind of like stings your opponent, and you know, it basically like sets up another shot. So, you know, maybe that's why Canelo is doing it, possibly, because, you know, like I said, you can like do a slap and then, you know, kind of then sneak in a good punch. But he says the trainer for the unified middleweight champion, I love you guys, blah, 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 blah. Okay, Canelo Alvarez's punching power and considers him a slapper. Okay, who has Canelo knocked out? Now, this is the part I liked right here. Who has Canelo knocked out that you could say, yeah, that was a great KO of a guy who is tough to knock out? Okay, he's a slapper. He's a slapper who throws very good, fast combinations. He's going to have to do more than slap to keep Golovkin off of him. Okay, and this is key right here, man. This is like some key shit, and this is what I wanted to hear Abel talk about, okay? Alvarez has won 3 of his last fights by knockout, but Sanchez wasn't impressed that he was able to send Amir Khan, Liam Smith, and Kirkland tumbling to the canvas. So, and look, you know, we've talked about this 100 times on the channel. You know, I mean, imagine what Gennady Golovkin would have done to an Amir Khan. I mean, just imagine. I mean, it's kind of a scary thought, honestly. It's frightening, because I think you'd probably kill him. I really do. You know, and a James Kirkland, could you imagine what Golovkin would do to it? I mean, it's just, you know, when you think about it, like I said, it's kind of frightening, okay? Amir Khan was a lightweight, and he got knocked out by British Prescott, Sanchez said, and you're going to make it look like a huge deal that he hurt Kirkland. Kirkland hadn't fought for 2 years, and he gets hurt by everybody, okay? Okay, a shot I knocked him out. Okay, you know, I heard, you know, Ann Wolf, the former trainer of James Kirkland, I heard that she was not allowed to train James Kirkland during the Canelo fight. Now, it was a rumor, okay, and she was ringside right after the fight, and I was going to go interview her and ask her, but she was like just swarmed and crowded by reporters, so I didn't have a chance to ask her. But there was a rumor that Golden Boy, that Oscar, you know, said, yeah, you know, we'll take the Kirkland fight, but number 1, we wanted it at catch weight, okay, and number 2, you can't use Ann Wolf. Now, I interviewed Kirkland, and it's on my other channel. I can put it on this video, but we were in a parking lot at a grocery store, right? Sorry guys, these allergies are killing me again. Damn Texas allergies, I'm telling you. Can barely talk. But he was in like a full body sweatsuit, just sweating his ass off. It was like 100 degrees in Texas. You know, he was trying to cut down to make that Canelo weight, that 155-pound catch weight. And but he looked good, you know, and I gave him a little, you know, a chance. I really did. But and there was a point too, which, I mean, I don't want to get too deep into it, but there was a point where Kirkland actually hurt Canelo. Go back and watch. I think it was like round 2, I think 2 or 3, like right before he got knocked out. You know, he actually hurt Canelo, and that pissed Canelo off, and then Canelo turned it up. You know, basically, I think Canelo turned it into like a Hagler-Hearn situation because he got hurt, he got stunned. Okay, go back and watch it. You'll see what I'm, because I was right there, and I remember when I was ringside. I mean, I was right there by fucking Jim Lampley and Max Kellerman. You can go back and watch me. You look on HBO. Go back and watch HBO. You'll see me standing there with a ball hat on, right there. Okay, but I remember he hurt Canelo. And then Canelo, I think, just said, "Fuck it, I gotta knock him out." I'm pretty sure that's how it happened. You know, I know that's how it happened. I was right there, but I think in Canelo's mind, you know, I think he was a little bit embarrassed, really, because, you know, really, look, think about it. What does a bully do when you're a bully, a weight bully, right? And you get exposed, right? You know, you take a good shot. What do? You get mad, you retaliate, you attack, and that's exactly what he did. So. Yeah, we won't read any more of this, but you guys know the history, you know. 34 Alvarez, 49 career wins have come via knockout. That's an impressive KO rate, but it pales in comparison to Golovkin's. The undefeated Golovkin has won 33 of his 37 fights by knockout, okay? And I want to know the knockout streak, though. I think it was 19 before Jacobs, you know, or yeah, before Jacobs. I think he had 19 in a row. Could be wrong. So, but, yeah, and right here, I mean, you know, I don't want to get too far into it, but basically, Gennady Golovkin has started his camp. You know, it's been 2 weeks. Maybe this time I'm more excited. It's more serious for me. It's my biggest fight. I feel more emotion for this fight, said Golovkin on Wednesday afternoon, who has yearned for a fight of this magnitude since 2012. Okay, while the fight's importance is huge, the way he'll prepare won't differ all that much from the past. But then remember, Abel Sanchez, he was like, yeah, you know, you're gonna see a different Golovkin. You know, and I don't know if they like that. You know, I mean, look, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? You know, that's like the old Texas saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Because, you know, I mean, I hope they don't come up with some crazy plan and try to turn Golovkin into a boxer, like a, you know, like a runner box. You know what I mean? No, fuck. Like, look, the plan needs to be here. Look, here's the plan: no respect, walk through his punches, annihilate, seek, destroy, pressure, kill. Okay, that's the fucking plan. I mean, that needs to be the plan, because they can't give Canelo any respect. They can't give him a round. They can't give him an inch. You know, like I said, they got to cut the ring off. They got to corner him. They got to put him in, you know, back him up into the ropes, make him uncomfortable. You know, big brother his ass. That's what they need. And look, Golovkin needs to go in there and big brother his ass. That's what they need to do. Okay, the physical training is the same. I believe in Abel Sanchez's style. The physical will be the same, but we'll have a different boxing strategy. You see right here, this is the part I don't know if I like. Okay, like boxing school, says Golovkin, who's coming off a victory over, okay, blah, blah, blah. Okay, signed, and then he just turned 35 and is now past his prime, okay? And then now Canelo, now I thought this was really interesting, okay? Canelo has started kind of a quiet camp, you know, an early camp. So it's like, okay, all right, well, now these guys are starting an early quiet camp. You know, hey, that shows you right there, they are not taking Golovkin lightly, okay? The belts, okay, oh God, man, look, I can make an hour-long video about it. Basically, I told you so. Let me just kick it off with that. You know, go back and read the comments when I said, look, Canelo will, and honestly, I didn't even think he'd go for the IBF, but I said, you know, I said he will not fight, or he will fight for the WBA and the IBF, okay? And that's it. So of course he's going to stub the WBC. Now, there's a lot of of course he vacated the WBC in order to duck Golovkin. But now I think it's kind of a way to duck Charlo, okay? Because look, if Charlo wins his next fight with Heelan, or Heelan, whatever his name is, he'll become the #1 for the WBC, I believe. And if Canelo has that, then, you know, what's he going to do? Vacate it again like he did with Gennady Golovkin? Look like a chump, you know what I mean? So I think, you know, once again, he's not. It's a way to duck Charlo. But I'll make a whole video about that. And we'll get into it. We'll get into that later. But let me see something here. WBC, IBO. Yeah, but like I said, yeah, and he's not fighting for the WBC or the the WBC and the IBO. Okay, I mean it's a fucking diva move. It's a diva move, you know. I mean, but yeah, we'll make a video about it and I'll explain why, because I know exactly why they're doing it. But now for Gennady Golovkin, one thing I wanted to mention, which is crazy to me. I mean, look at all them sanctioning fees he's going to pay. He's going to pay like 4 sanctioning fees, you know, or 3 rather. He's going to pay 3. And that's crazy because for each belt, you know, that Golovkin is holding, because, you know, you got to think, and each sanctioning fee is usually like 10% of your purse or $300,000. So, I mean, Gennady Golovkin is going to pay probably $1 million in fees. Now, look, here's the thing. I try to tell you guys, man, these sanctioning bodies, they rob these boxers, okay? But then again, they also get them in big fights. So it's kind of a give and a take because, you know, they build them up, build them up, and build them up, and then you got these big Canelo Golovkins or these Mayweather Pacquiaos or, you know, the Ward Kovalevs or whatever, you know, the AJ Klitschko's. So, I mean, there is a benefit to the boxer, but, I mean, Gennady Golovkin basically, you know, he's going to fork out like $1 million in fees. Now, Canelo, you know, he's saving like $500,000, you know, not fighting for the other belts, okay? So, you know, but like I said, we'll get into it, but, let me just read this real quick. Champion belts, okay? And then here, this is Canelo. He says, I am very proud to be fighting for these important titles in the fight. Canelo said, this will be the best boxing event of the year. I know the Mexican fans will come along, blah, blah, blah. Okay, the fight as I defend my Lineal and Ring magazine titles and take home the WBA and IBF championship belts. Okay, so, you know, Canelo wins, he's going to walk away with, you know, of course, the Ring magazine title, the WBA and the IBF, and then remember the WBC, they're creating a new and another commemorative belt like they did Canelo Chavez. So, but of course Canelo, he's not going to take that. Now, I was a little bit disappointed in this right here. Okay, Roberto Duran, and I'll probably end it right here. I could keep going on and on and on, but you know, this is just like the headline news I wanted to go over, you know. But Roberto Duran says the key elements to beating a fighter like Golovkin is to give him angles, not allow him to set his feet, to throw proper punches, and use boxing abilities, which is very true. It's true. But the problem is, you know, it's like everyone has a plan until they get hit, okay? That's the thing that I think, you know, and look, man, Roberto Duran, one of my favorite boxers, love him to death, but, you know, I think he's forgetting that key you know, factor there, that it's a great plan, of course. Yeah, you know, you want to, you know, use angles to make Golovkin constantly reset, because if he's got to reset, then he's got to, you know, then you kind of take away his power. But the problem is, he's got power in both hands. He'll cut the ring. He's going to catch you eventually. You know, when you're trying to switch it up and change it up, he's going to catch you. So, you know, everyone has a plan until they get hit. But okay, then he says it is a different time, of course, and today there are less great fighters, but there is more money. Golovkin, you cannot square up with him. Okay, you must give him angles, as he will come right at you trying to kill you. Okay, look, this is coming from Roberto Duran. Okay, you must make him go crazy with movement and by spinning him, not letting him get set, and then you must box him. Okay, and then look, and that's exactly what. Look, I don't think Canelo is going to stand there and try to bang it out with Golovkin. Okay, I think he's going to run. I think he's going to try these angles. You know, I think he's going to. You know, we're going to see more of a technical Canelo. Okay. And that's the thing, you know, you guys everyone's asking me, how's the fight going to go down? Well, you know, I think you're going to see the most technical Canelo that you've ever seen, is what I think. And he's going to do that to basically try to minimize and take away some of Golovkin's power. I mean, basically, that's why he's doing it. So, let's see what else, and I'll end it here. Let me just see what else he has to say. Not letting him get, and then you went, okay. If Duran had a choice in today's landscape, he would like to fight former 5-division world champion Floyd Mayweather. Duran believes that he beat better fighters than Mayweather, and he believes Mayweather has copied a lot of his fighting moves. The one fighter from today I would most like to fight is Mayweather. So, all four of us, four kings. Okay, we beat better fighters than Mayweather. He has learned a lot from me. His defensive moves, I would beat him up. Duran. Look, hey, you got to give it to him, man. He's still a, he's still a, a fighter at heart. Okay, I don't know what the hell this is here. Oh, yeah. Well, let me end it right here, okay? Because look, I want to give Golovkin credit. I want to give him his credit. Okay, Gennady Golovkin will be proudly defending all of his titles: WBC, WBA, IBF, IBO, and as well looking to add the Ring Magazine title to his collection when he steps in the ring. Okay, Tom Lover, fans love this matchup. It's not only the two best fighters, blah, blah, blah. Okay, Canelo versus Golovkin is a 12-round fight for the middleweight. I thought they, oh, right here. Okay, now, I always talk about how these guys, they get their perks, right? They get their money, and, they get it like a part of the gate sales. Okay, they get the pay-per-views, and I talk about sponsorship all the time. And here's a prime example right here. Okay, some of the, the sponsors for the fight: Tecate, okay, Hennessy, Never Stop, Never Settle, O'Reilly Auto Parts, which I went there the other day. Fred Loya Insurance. I used to have insurance with Fred Loya. Fathom Events, Tesla Bank, and Capital Holdings. The event will take. Okay, they're just throwing out. Basically, they're throwing out some of the sponsors, and there's going to be a ton of them, And look, these guys, they make money like that. That's why they wear the hats and the the Nissan hats and the T-shirts and all that. I mean, they make millions on that shit. Like, and look at Nike, Under Armour, especially. And then a quick reminder at the bottom, episode 1, 24/7 Canelo Golovkin premieres Saturday, August 26th. And remember, that is the same night that Conor McGregor and Mayweather is going to fight. So, but look, guys, I'm going to leave it at that. Damn, that was long, and my voice is kind of going out. But yeah, tell me what you think in the comment section. I mean, would you guys rather shorter videos or the more in-depth? Okay, and I'd appreciate your answer.